Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a quick master class on 1x because I believe he's a very interesting killer to use, but he has a bunch of little things that aren't too hard to use once you learn them, but are a little weird to first figure out. So the main thing is that obviously his M1s, his searches are all very simple. And by the way, this is coming by a nearly level 150 legacy milestone for 1x, so I'm not just like a random guy saying, okay, this is how you should play character. I've got no clue. But mainly, we should talk about how 1x, a lot of people think he's kind of a gamble killer because he's all about range. But that's not true. He also has a whole bunch of zoning which allows him to keep a continuous pressure that is actually very threatening. So I definitely think that that's what we should learn. So the big question is, when should you use range moves for damage versus zoning? Before I say anything, I'd first like to say that for entanglement, firstly, I think you should always go for hitting because it pulls them towards you, gives you free stamina, or usually a free stamina advantage. There's a chance that if you're at a really low stamina, their just high stamina doesn't do that, but it always helps. So always go try and hit for that one, unless you actually there's no unless. But then let's talk about mass infection. This one is the real. Everybody always tries and aims it decently blindly, but if you shoot it in the direction that you wouldn't want the survivor to go towards, one of two things happens. A, they go in the other directions, which is better for you because then you get more, well, zoning, kind of like John Doe dead zoning. Or B, they take 30 damage, which, well, at this point actually wouldn't be optimal, isn't terrible to have done. So I believe that is the main point of using mass infection. So I believe, unless in LMS it changes a bit because you need the damage because you're in a bit of a time crunch, but outside of that, I'd say around 7% of the time I go mass infection for zoning, and only 30% of the time am I really going for damage. Then let's talk about minions. These minions can make or break a game because they are so strong, but they just are really interesting to use because they can provide two main pieces, either more zoning material or they can be a speed buff. Neither is a bad thing, but you have to decide what minion should be used for what. And the very simple way to figure that out is positioning. Depending on where a minion is positioned, depends on whether you should do that or not. If a minion is extremely dead zoned or just in a random area that doesn't really apply much pressure, that one's very good for killing, getting the 10 seconds of speed. Meanwhile, let's say you're going against one, or not going against, but have one that's in a very good loop, or in a good loop chaining area, or an area that people tend to run down, then you don't want to kill it because that's actually going to provide good value throughout the game with pressure. Now, of course, these minions can be moved, and once they're moved out the way, then they can once again become kill minions. So there's really just no downside. It's just really picking. But with that, I think I'm just going to show you some. So, starting off here, I see where they go on eyesight. Where they get like where I don't want him to go. Then go for the entanglements. I miss the M1 punish, but then I can start chasing a little bit, and I just start doing it. The main thing is gonna be here. I go for another. Here I go for another entanglement. I managed to basically destroy the pizza's healing with my mass infection there. And then just continue to chase. That's what I know. Of course, I immediately tried to run to get the minion on board because there's no minion chase. And we start running towards. Let's do this. I don't know what that was with that lag there, but yeah, free destruction. But I decided to target it onto the guest because the guest is more of an actual threat. a stamina disadvantage, so I do mess up the entanglement. I don't want to go there, so I shoot once here and there. See, I keep like basically full guarding. I'm trying to just stop him from getting anywhere where he wants to go every way possible. Then after I build him, like instantly decide to lock onto him because that is a good cable kill. I don't want him going in there, so I make him take hits for going in there, which he was already under there, so it was kind of just forced to hit that point. That he was kind of to go for that. And sometimes you put down the mechanics there just to try to start getting them in play, but as we can see the Elliott's now, we go for the entanglement in this, but we max zoning. Now we just kind of try to, as you can see they use the rush hour there to try and get away, but I just click entanglement and get kind of pushed where I don't want him to go. And just keep working on basically using good zoning and keeping kind of controlling where they can and can't go. Just this continuous strategy of trying to stop them from going here and then slowly working on playing catch up. Which isn't going too great right now, but we're still just trying to go. We try to force them there, but they're still just chasing the heck out of us. At this point, they lack and give up. Just get a kill. Which is all I could kill with that one. I thought his positioning was just good enough to keep it. But I messed up with like sprinting through it. Instead, I just get a kill there. So here we are in game 2, and looking at the comp, we do actually have a shed we can leave for last with the LMS. But our main first goal should be the actual Elliott, so we can not get after by just healing on. We're gonna get some early chip damage there. Although I did get hit with a little bit of slowness there, which will allow the Elliott to get away there. But I'm just gonna stop him from going that way, or try to. I got a lucky hit off there even from that. I don't want him going that way, so I force the mass that way. So he goes one way, then I cut him off the other. So even so that's the power zone. See, get a really good chase start there. Like there's not much he can do. Just because our perfect skin. So we're going to switch up through time just to slow them down. We try and zone there, but we actually get a double hit off. Really nice. Get another kill. Now in the quad. And what we work on now is just developing that. Launching it off there. And actually swapping on to punish, to heavily punish the miss. But then when he gets away, we just swap back on. Continuously miss. It was a good play on the Jane there, but it shouldn't affect Chase too much, so I just go like, nope, okay. provides us with very good chase. As you can see, absolutely grind. That's why this would actually have a lot for it. Here is just because what do you do at this point? Go ahead and summon there just to stop the loop even more because I see the other one left. Got no reason to master even if it gives a small one, so just using that. I actually do small to the one, but it's just enough to not just wait a little bit longer. Then, as you can see, because of it, we get a really good entanglement off. You just get an easy finish there. And because the other one is so close, you get a really good chase start and a lot of very easy beginning damage. See if you try to slash here. Get a break kill right there. And that's how we win there. Alright, so I'll show you on screen. That Elliot has 44 days on this game, so I don't know about you, but I'm running that. It does seem pretty good actually. A long stun there, but we keep trying to go after the Elliot here, so we're just gonna go zone. There we go. Bam! What is that string of moves there? That was crazy when I gameplay. They just kind of had to respect it and quiet, but now we go after the chain. That way we can have a better element. Instead, we don't want to go that way. So kind of like on highlight. So by the way, 2 highlights actually turn off your final highlight. So that's why that went off there and didn't highlight. Don't know what that was by the shed there. But that'll keep him from using his cola there, so that's really annoying and helpful. Alright, that was just a fried final.